Okay guys, so I'm going to take you through step by step how you can use Excel to do calculations for your IAs. So we're going to use our osmosis lab as an example, and the first thing I want to do is figure out the change in mass. Now, because I've got better things to do in my life, like watch Netflix, I am not going to sit here with a calculator. I'm going to put a formula into Excel and it's going to calculate it for me. So to tell Excel that you're using a formula, you always start with an equal sign. And in this case, I want to take away the final mass. So I'm going to start with that, minus the initial mass. Okay. You can either just highlight the cells, or you can just put your cursor over them. Once you've done that, just press enter. And there's your change in mass. Okay. Now, because I'm super lazy, I'm not going to do that one by one. I'm just going to grab that bottom right hand corner and I'm going to pull it all the way down to the bottom. And magically, all those calculations are done. Let's do percentage change in mass the same way. So, equal sign. This time, it's the change divided by the original mass, the initial mass, multiplied by 100 to change it into a percentage. And there's my percentage change. Again, bottom right hand corner and pull it all the way down. So those are my percentage changes in mass. Mean percentage change, I don't even need to write the formula in. If I go up here, formulas, AutoSum, click on this drop down menu, I'm going to find the average and I'm going to highlight my 5 pieces of raw data and press enter. Bottom right hand corner, pull it down. So now you can see I've got all of my means put in as well. The standard deviation, I want to see how reliable my results are. Okay. I am going to highlight the box, formulas, more functions, statistical, and I'm going to go all the way down to SDev. Now look here, we've got P, S and A and PA, but we're going to choose S. S for success, S for standard deviation. Okay, click on that and you should get a wee menu like this with number 1 and number 2. All you need to do here is highlight, not your mean, just your raw data and put that into both boxes. Done. Pull that down. Done. To make that look pretty. Excellent. So that's all my calculations done. I can now go on to my graph. So for my graph, I'm going to highlight what's going to go on my x-axis and what's going to go on my y-axis. So I'm going to hold down my mouse and highlight that, and then to highlight another column at the same time, I'm going to hold down the command key and highlight that. Insert, scatter, and I'm going to get my graph. Now this graph needs a little bit of work. I've got the chart title, but if I go to chart design, add chart element, I'm also going to put in a horizontal title. This is where my x-axis label with my unit in brackets is going to go. And then I'm going to add in my vertical Y title, and the same again. I'll highlight that. And this time I'll put Y-axis label, and then my chart title. Okay, you can make this a little bigger, it's a little small. Now I'm going to add in, I'm going to change my data points. They're really small, they're really tough to see. So I'm going to highlight those, right click or double tap and format my data series. Go to this one here, marker options, marker options, built in, and choose this one. We want crosses, not kisses, I love you, but crosses. Make it nice and big and clear. I like to use 12. Sometimes I feel crazy, I go up to 14. And I definitely like to use red so it stands out. Okay, that looks good. Get rid of that. Now let's put in major and minor grid lines. Chart design. This menu has got everything you'll ever need for your graph. You never need to look anywhere else. You just need to come here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. The only thing I'm missing is error bars. So let's make that a wee bit smaller, pop that there. Let's add in error bars. So again, chart design, or you pop this down, error bars. Now, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Go down here, more error bar options. Custom, specify value, delete what's in the box, highlight your standard deviations. Delete what's in the box, highlight your standard deviations. Press OK. Now, automatically, Excel will give you vertical and horizontal error bars. So we're going to get rid, oh, we don't need that right now, let me get rid of that, sorry about that. We're going to get rid of, we're just going to highlight those and press delete and get rid of those horizontal ones. We don't need them for biology. Okay, so this is starting to look pretty good, but I'm still not happy. I still want more information from this. So I think I'm going to go up to chart design, add another chart element, and this time I'm going to put in a trend line. And because it's osmosis, it's a linear trend line. So I'm going to pop in a linear trend line. Because remember, I'm trying to find out which point is isotonic. I want to know what this x-intercept is. Now this line by itself, again, it doesn't tell me how good a correlation that I've got between my x-axis and my y-axis. So I'm going to highlight it, right-click, and I'm going to format it. And I'm going to add in equations, which is my y equals mx plus c, the gradient of a straight line, and I'm going to add in my r squared. R squared is a correlation coefficient. The closer it is to 1, or in this case, because it's a negative correlation, the closer it is to -1, the stronger the correlation. So you can see mine's 0.6145. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And we can talk about that when we start discussing these massive error bars. There's obviously something going on here and something going on here. Right. The whole purpose of this experiment is to figure out what concentration of salt solution is isotonic to the potato. What point this trend line that you've predicted based off your data crosses the x-axis. So I'm going to add in my x-intercept here. I'm going to put in a formula. Equals, telling Excel it's a formula. Minus sign, because it's a negative correlation. And then the first thing I'm going to add in, formulas, more functions, statistical. And I'm going to go all the way down, and this time I'm going to choose one called intercept. And I'm going to come up with known y's and known x's. For your known y's, well, what is your y-axis showing you? It's showing percentage change in mass. So I'm going to highlight those. And then my x's, concentration of salt solution. Highlight those. Done. You're not done yet though. Add a slash, you're going to divide it, and this time you're going to divide it by statistical. You're going to divide it by the slope. Pop the slope in. And it's the same thing again. Your y's, which is your mean percentage change in mass, and your x's. Okay. Press done. And voila. You have the exact point at which this trend line crosses the x-axis. So the concentration of salt solution that's isotonic to my potato cells is 0.67. And that's how you use Excel.